In parts 1 and 2 of Dr. Khadar's talk in Orange County, we heard some direct experiences of people who have adopted the small millets and how they successfully reversed their diseases and improved their conditions. Dr. Khadar talked of the science underlying the magic of millets. With the quantity of fiber nature has blessed them with, he cites cases where small millets have helped people regain homeostasis in diabetes, multiple sclerosis, uterine cancer, and infertility. In this part, he dives into details of the fiber of small millets, tells us how unique it is in quality too, and what amazing benefits they have on our body. Let's dive in.
Because of the millets having that fiber. The fiber is soluble, insoluble fiber. 8% dried fiber in foxtail millet, when it soaks, it absorbs water. Only when it is hydrated, you can actually cook it. So when you cook the hydrated fibrous millets, you have that concoction in your food that is dividing itself into soluble fiber, insoluble fiber. What is this fiber? It is the best antioxidant that you can provide on this planet in your body. They are blessed with lignans, a pool of aromatic rings with now and then, here and there, with phenolic groups which can absorb any moving free radicals or a negative oxidizing agent that we produce in the form of biochemical reactions. Now you see the connection. Where do we generate the toxicity? You have something in your blood floating in the form of soluble fiber ready to absorb there and then without wasting any time, without giving a chance for this toxic material to inflict disease in your living cells. So 24/7, this is the beauty of millets. When you eat millets, what happens? You are getting 24/7 protection, and that is the insurance, and that is the assurance. You start taking out, scrouching away, just with all the zeal in the world, this wonderful fiber which is soluble in your blood is taking away the toxic, morbid waste that you are generating on a daily basis, a minute by minute basis. That's because the EMF, that electron motive force, which is actually the negative thing that you are generating, is finding its match in the form of PMF that these wonderful lignans provide. This is the science of it. For all that doctors or so-called scientists who say, who do not know millets. And this is fundamental micro-level balancing that these wonderful grains do for you, and minute by minute, not even minute by minute, nanoseconds. This is the science of millets, science of wonderful fiber, science of lignans, science of electron matching the proton. It is not just electron and proton, various energy levels of the same electron. I hope some people who know about this understand what I am talking. That means it is working at the deepest level of disease generation. So there is no time lapse in allowing the generating of the disease itself, and that's how these millets are so wonderful. So wonderful and so scientific. And any form of toxicity generated in the body can be just wiped out if you are on this wonderful millet food for minimum of 3 to 4 weeks. That's where the journey begins. But sadly, we're all so sick, so much heap of toxic morbid waste in each and every organelle that we have been living with. It will take more time for some people, it will take less time for some people. So, be patient. Matter of time, you are on this journey. You are going to be okay soon. And it seems we have had the experience of dealing with various kinds and stages of patients that we can for sure say 6 months to 2 years, 99.9% of your problems are going to disappear with confidence. Putting hand on my heart, I can say, because I have seen thousands of various different stages. Oh, I have 4th stage cancer, doctor. Can I do this? And I tell them, you have no other way to do anything else. Anyway, it is 4th stage. What it means, they are declaring that there is no chance for you. Right? I don't know why they have not yet started saying 5th stage. 4th stage means you are done. The many people come and say, we have got 4th stage cancer. I said, doesn't matter. The 4th stage or 1st stage, it hardly matters to me. Starts the protocol. We have enlisted 25 different kinds of cancerous conditions, and then the protocol given. And wheat and rice do not have fiber, so they do not control your glucose levels in your blood. That's why when you eat rice and wheat, your glucose levels are going haywire. And without fiber, which regulates the release of glucose into your blood slowly and steadily, you cannot control your diabetes. And that's why these guys are very happy. Oh, gestational diabetes. You take insulin. Every day you prick, you check your blood glucose. And each and every day you prick, you are paying money for these technologies. So it's a wonderful setup to keep making money. And the pharmaceutical companies, I believe in 2013 to 2014, have made $827 billion as profit, doing all these gimmicks. In its true sense, you don't need all these at all. Just eat millets, your glucose infusion into the blood is regulated. Wonderfully regulated, so much so that your HbA1c, even if you had 10 HbA1c, in a matter of 5 weeks, it will come down to 8. Another 5 weeks, it will come down to 5. What does 5 HbA1c mean in its true sense? Is that you have 1 gram of glucose per liter of your blood in your body. 5 liters on average in each and every human body. If you are a huge body, maybe 6 liters of blood, you have 6 grams of glucose. So at any given point of time, you have 6 grams of glucose in your blood, you are at homeostasis. Because any time you need energy, glucose is taken in by help of insulin, a hormone released by pancreas in your body, and that glucose shuffled by insulin into your cell goes and lines up in the mitochondria to produce ATP for you, same time releasing carbon dioxide. That carbon dioxide is actually taking a piggy ride on your hemoglobin, comes to the lungs and exchanges carbon dioxide with oxygen that we are breathing in, and then the carbon dioxide goes off, and you always feel it is hot, the air coming out, because there is some energy, the burnt energy which is not trapped by ATP is carried through your air. That's why the air that you breathe in is cool, what you breathe out is warm. This is the science of your breathing. So you make this cycle nice and good. You are eliminating the carbon dioxide, supplying the oxygen to burn glucose, you are generating energy. ATP is coming. So this is the cycle, and you have excess glucose in your blood when you eat rice and wheat and sugar. Sugar should not be eaten at all, because that is the last thing that gives you glucose and you burn energy. If you are not burning by not working, you are accumulating glucose. So the glucose that has gone in by insulin, opening the door for the cell, it does sit there and it is not burnt, it comes back again. And again accumulating in the blood. So accumulated blood glucose starts playing tricks on you. Your blood starts thickening, it starts absorbing water from the other living cells because sugar by itself is hygroscopic, just wants water, sugar and salt. So the starts your drying up of the living cells. Then your cells, living cells are being parched and you want to drink water. So you give and drink water, then your kidneys start working, you start making more and more urine. And because the glucose is not used, you are not working. So it keeps absorbing water. Then this cycle is not happy. So the body what it does, oh, this glucose is doing the trick. So let's convert this glucose to glycogen. It gives me great sense of pleasure to inform people that it is the science of fiber that for some reason the so-called allopathies, homeopathy, naturopathy, tautopathy, allopathy, nothing works. Then in India we have called another pathy called Tirupati. People go to Tirupati. So all pathis put together, you become Draupadi, nothing happens. Then comes this wonderful science of millets. It is so beautiful because these wonderful grains can be grown just anywhere on this planet, including soils that are denuded, depleted with all the minerals, like we have checked mined areas. I hope you all guys know that the mined areas on this planet now is 23%. That means 23% of the land is completely out of reach for doing anything else. You cannot grow anything. If you put a seed, it doesn't sprout because it's depleted of all the living things, plus the minerals are completely taken out. Even that soil we have regenerated and able to grow millets. That means the least of the least natural resources you can grow these millets. That means the genetic mapping or genetic code of these millets is so strong that it can absorb the least amount of natural resources and make this wonderful food grain. And these are called C4 grains. C4 grains means they build glucose from oxaloacetic acid, unlike your rice and wheat which build glucose from pyruvic acid, C3. They are called C3 foods. And from C3 to C4 you have the need for water. That's why these rice and wheat require water, and if you give more water you get more yield. And that is the trick that these so-called corporate scientists used and started making gimmicks. Oh, see, we are increasing your yield per acre. If you give water, it increases to 25 to 30 quintals. And if you don't have water, it is only say 7 to 8 quintals. So this is the trick. And so-called green revolution was built upon this, based on the war economy, the bomb economy. So after the Second World War, bear with me, I jump here and there from instead of talking about, till now I talk to you about millets and its wonderful healing properties and where does the science come from. And this is very important you people understand. Many people think millets, and unluckily I actually don't want people to use the word magic. The word magic. It is magic for people who are in dire despair conditions. I do agree that there is an element of magic because it can be repeated anywhere, anytime on this planet. I refuse to use the word magic. But then there is a logic, oh, no one has able to help and it is help, so it's magic. I see the logic behind why you want to use the word magic, but then you are spoiling the science of millets by using the word magic. Because there are a lot of magic fellows doing all this on this planet. Magic is not a good word, because then slowly they will say it is voodoo magic. These so-called established science fellows are happy to say this is voodoo magic. And you know, in 1954, in our country, in Parliament, they have made a rule that there is a list of disease conditions which cannot be cured. If someone claims that it can be cured by some drug, that fellow is lying. There is nothing like a wonder drug in this world. So, there is a rule, 1954 Wonder Drug Act. So, no one can claim that they have cured or they can cure. And the top of the list, diabetes, then thyroid, then cancer. So, no one can actually claim in India, I don't know about America, that they have cured diabetes. In 1954, no one knew that there was diabetes actually. And this is the proof that I am providing you, that these corporate companies have planned it, pre-planned it, that India is going to be flooded with some system that they are going to produce glucose imbalance, and that's exactly what is green revolution. They made fertilizers to make these C3 foods increase their yield, and then sold it to the governments saying that we are going to improve your food security, and then they started mining, building dams, providing water. Huge amount of natural disasters are yet to follow because of these acts of human race all over the planet. In the name of growing rice and wheat, we started doing this. That is to sell the fertilizers that are actually the raw materials coming from the diffused bomb material. This is the connection. And of course, now they are making fertilizers even without bombs from the refined industry, that the left out materials. So it's a huge conglomeration of events that made this corporate world establish a beautiful vicious cycle of fertilizers, bomb materials, and food growing in the artificial setup of water logging, and that is actually the main reason to produce methane gas, which is 8 times more dangerous than carbon dioxide in the global warm greenhouse gases. So all these vicious cycles are created in the name of growing food, that is wheat and rice.
In this part, we learn how the fiber in small millets provide powerful antioxidants to clean the body 24/7. Its proton motive force does not let waste accumulate in the body and helps prevent and get rid of disease. Millets are C4 grains, meaning they are most environment friendly, do not need much water or fertilizers for growing. Yet we find C4 grains, wheat and rice, with high water and fertilizer needs being pushed since World War in the name of green revolution and food security. On the ground, realities of such policies have only been increased damage. Diseases due to glucose imbalance, environmental disasters in the form of dams, water and soil fertility depletion, and climate change due to rise in methane gas. In the next part, we will hear what effect each variety of small millets has on different parts of our body and more.